What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Felicia, and I hope everyone's doing well. Happy Easter if you guys are watching this. And I just want to thank all my new subscribers. Honestly, every time you guys subscribe, it totally makes my day. It makes me so happy. If you're new and you're watching this, please hit that button, hit that like, get my content out there, make more videos for you guys. So today I'm showing you how to remove an old set, which these were my gel tips. I'm just going to put an acrylic overlay. I want to show you how I restructure the nails, or reshape. So I take a no, that's not right. I take a nail form. These are from Young Nails. I hate these forms, so I actually just use them to reshape the nails. I showed you what I did with my thumb. I like to put at the very top line and then do that, even it out with all my nails. Then going with this Volcano bit, 5-in-1. I'm going to just reshape the edges as well as restructure the nail. So I'm going to remove all the bulk on the nail, all the old acrylic, not old acrylic, all the old gel, polygel, as well as the stones that I had. So I just wanted to show you how beginner friendly these are. Honestly, I didn't want to use polygel today. You could have done polygel. I just wasn't in the mood for like stickiness. I just wanted something quick, get done, call it a day. But honestly, the structure is so good, you don't really have to do much. I just kept it again in that coffin shape, and as you see, I'm just filing everything down. It's like, again, beginner easy peasy. Okay, after you've done that, you should have this. I'm going to remove all the nail growth. So anything you see white, not nail growth, I should say, where your nails are lifting, the area for lifting. Anything that's white, I'm going to remove. Using that same bit, I'm going to bring it down to about 5,000 RPM. So the number 5 on your drill bit, and just go slightly around the cuticles. Honestly, what I should have done first is push back my cuticles, then did this, but I wasn't even thinking, and it all comes out the same. You'll see me do it later on. But every time I do it, I do wipe off the nails, so that way I can see where the lifting is, and making sure that I don't hit my actual nails. My actual nail plate, you have to be very careful, because since this is a coarse drill bit, you can damage your nails. So again, just go really slow, take your time with it. If you're afraid to use something like this bit, then definitely use a sanding band, a fine sanding band, so that way it won't hurt the nails. of operations is to take a nail file. I'm using an 80/80 grit. I normally like to use an 80/80 grit when I have acrylic nails, or you know, something that already has structure, because I feel like it really defines and gives you that shape you want, because it really, since it's a stronger, a smaller grit, it's thicker. How do I explain this? So the smaller the grit, the better the file, if that makes sense. The higher the number, the more fine the file. So I like to do more of a coarser nail file when I have acrylics. So I feel like it really just gives you the shape. Where 100 to 180 nail grit, I like to use when I'm beginning nail tips, if that makes sense. I know I'm really not good at explaining, am I? I'm trying my best. But anyway, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take it straight, going straight up against the cuticle on your nail. It's gonna give you a very straight linear line. And then what I do is I curve it slightly in, more like at a 45-degree angle, and that's gonna help to give you that coffin shape. If you don't want to keep coffin, you want to keep it straight square, then you're just going to keep that nail file again straight and not moving it whatsoever. And if you're not throwing up them gang signs, then you ain't doing it right, honey. Suggestion when you're filing also is to look at your own hands so that you get that view, a client perspective, and you can see it where it's even, where you have to file a little more. Especially when you're doing your clients, always make them flip their hand around as if they're looking at their own hands, so you can really see, because they're going to be the ones always inspecting their hands. So you want to make sure that they're happy. If it's your hands, then same thing. You want to make sure it's happy, because we're all worst critics, right? So as you see here, I realized I did not push my cuticles back. So I suggest you do cuticles first and then the filing. But you know, if you forget like I did, you can still always go back and do it. No big deal. Now I'm just taking some cuticle nippers. If you guys are not comfortable with this, you can definitely just use a cuticle nail bit and just go around the cuticle. So like a round bit, you'll see in a second, that I still go over to finesse. When it comes to nippers, just go slowly. As you see, I'm working slow. This is in real time. And you know, try your best not to cut yourself or your client. But again, if you're not comfortable with this, you could definitely do it with a cuticle bit. So for a cuticle bit, I'm using a Russian round cuticle ball bit, and as you see, I'm going back around those cuticles and I'm just finessing the edges to give it that like really clean look. And then the nippers. So I'm always going back and forth, especially if you're like me, who has a very thick cuticle, or should I say a drier cuticle. Definitely work a little stronger. The better you work in your prep step, which is something like this, especially for a backfill, the less likely you will have your client's nails popping off, as well as yours. They'll stay on longer. The prep step is the most important part.
By the ocean, driving up the mountain, soaked in the endless beauty all of you. You know it feels alright, alright, alright. Yeah. Can you see the vision?
So you see how pretty and nice and clean the cuticles, everything looks, even though my cuticles are dry. As you can see, I just have dry hands. I'm always hand sanitizing. I'm going to go in now with a nail cleanser. This one is from Gelish. If you have Young Nails White, which is my favorite, use that. And I'm just going to take off all the dust to prep it for your next step, which is your dehydrator. This one is from Nail Couture, the Prep Hydrate Dehydrator. I'm just going to put it in the cuticle area. Then I'm going to take my favorite duo combo for nails, and it is, especially for acrylic, it's the No Lift Nails Primer and the Young Nails Protein Bond. I do one coat of the lift and one coat of the protein, and take a clear acrylic and go over the entire nail. This one's from Valentino. Be careful with this one in particular. It is an acidic one, so it will burn if you have a cut. Like, you will feel it. So don't go too close to the cuticles. it will rise naturally to the cuticle, if that makes sense. So do it a little bit more towards the nail and it'll rise up. And then I go in with the primer and repeat those steps. Today was the first day I wanted to try my Sailor Moon Magic acrylic, what do you call this? Acrylic nail brush. This is number 12, I believe. I gotta say, I do love this brush. However, I wish the bristles weren't as long because I feel like I had a little bit harder time blending. I wish it was just a little bit shorter bristles, but I love the structure and you can feel that it's 100% Klinsky. I got all the way to the very edge without flooding the cuticles. So I do really like it. I just have to play with it some more. So if you guys are in the market for a good brush, especially as a beginner, I definitely say check out the E-Nail Couture from Max Estrada. Anyways, taking a small bead, you're going to put it as close to the cuticle, again, without pushing it all the way up and, like I said, bleeding the cuticle area, which is flooding the area. I just take a little bit, as you can see, I take a little bit at a time. Sometimes I do the 3 bead method, sometimes I do the 1 bead. In this instance, I just do a little bit at a time where I feel like it needed it, which isn't a lot because it already, as you can see, has a nice structure to it. So just take a little bit, working slowly. I'm doing it in real time so you can see it. And then once you've done that to all the nails, you're going to go right back in with that nail file. So again, I'm using the 80/80 grit. And I'm just repeating the same steps. So going straight against the nail, as well as moving it in a 45-degree angle. And then I'm going to do my cuticles. This is, you've guys seen it so many times, but it's my favorite. I will link it down below. My pink ceramic bit cuticle. And I love this one to go against the cuticles because it doesn't burn. Ceramic bits tend to not get as hot as a metal one, so it doesn't, it's a little bit better. It doesn't hurt as much. It doesn't heat up and get as hot. And I just do this around the cuticles. Make sure that you do this to the cuticles so that way you do not get any lifting, because what you're doing is you're just getting any bulk or removing any bulk that is by the cuticle. What happens is after a week it'll start to grow out and your hair will get stuck, and then you'll get lifting, you can get water in it, and you can get ugly greenies, and it's just a whole situation. So doing this to ensure that it kind of just flushed perfectly is just that extra step required or needed. TLC, baby. Now I'm going in with a, what is this? Flat top cuticle bit. I forget what it's called, but again, it's just another ceramic bit, so it won't get as hot. And I go around the cuticles and just go down the nail. Use your pinky, as you see, as a guide. If you're not using your pinky, you will cut your clients. The reason I say that is because you're not giving yourself a structure or a base to hold that drill, and it will flip and go around and you'll cut them. So always use your finger to guide you. And I'm going from right to left, okay? So, and then I go down just to even it out. Make sure you touch it to make sure there's no bumps or lumps anywhere, and move on to the next nail. So once again, going to the cuticle, then you're gonna go left and right and keep that pinky as your guide. It actually holds structure and base to the nail. Always use your pinky. Pinky's up, guys, like you're drinking a cup of tea. step and we're almost done. We're gonna take a nail buffer. This one's from Nail Couture. I love it just because it's like girly and pretty, but any nail buffer would work. If you get it from Amazon, a nail supply store, it does not matter. The reason you use a buffer on the nails is to clean off the surface of any scratches there might be from the drill. So you're just cleaning it, making a soft surface for when you're applying nail polish or your top coat. Speaking of, I'm going to do a layer of a base coat. This one is from a cart. And I'm going to flip the nails down. This is an extra step. It's unnecessary, but I do it because sometimes when you're drilling, you don't realize that you might drill too much, and then when you go to apply your nail polish, you'll have like bumpy situations. So since you're doing a layer of this base coat and you're flipping the nails down, which you're going to see in a second, it self-levels and it fills whatever little nooks and crannies are on the nail and gives you the most perfect smooth fingernail application for polish. And that is all for the video. I hope you learned something for a beginner. I'm still a beginner, so it's great. We're learning together. If you have any more questions, please leave those comments down below. If you guys are new and you like my content, please hit that subscribe button. Totally make my day. Until my next video. Bye, loves.